Good morning from Valencia. You know, I can wait no longer. About a month and a half ago, a biker, a gentleman in Hungary called Gurgly, he messaged me and he said, Freddie, do you want me to have a look in Hungary and see if I can find this cylinder-based gasket for the Bonneville? And I said, no, Gurgly, it's fine. Triumph UK have very kindly managed to find the part in Italy for me, and it's getting shipped over from Italy. But unfortunately, that's gone quiet for now. I no longer know if the part's coming from Italy or really when I'm going to be able to get this cylinder-based gasket. So I got back in touch with Gurgly and I said, look, if you can find this part at a Hungarian Triumph dealer somewhere, please do get it, and of course I'll pay for shipping, etc., etc. So Gurgly's on the case here, or in Hungary, and Monika said to me yesterday, why don't you go to a Spanish Triumph dealer? See what they've got. So I googled it, and luckily Valencia has a Triumph dealership. So after our Starbucks here, we're going to head over to Triumph Valencia and see if they've got the cylinder-based gasket for my bike. And if they don't have it, I'm going to ask them if they can get in touch with any other Triumph dealer and find out if there's any way that in Spain they can find me this part, because I have all but given up hope. And it's now been 2 months and 8 days without my bike since I ordered this gasket. And I'm going to have to make a decision in 4 days' time when we leave Valencia, or 5 days' time. Either I accept that I'll have the whole summer without a bike, I'll only be lucky enough to get some press bikes now and again, or I'm going to have to buy a bike so I can actually go out and enjoy these casual rides, because press bikes, it's always for a short period of time. I want to have a bike that I can enjoy, at least for the last few weeks of summer. So I'm going to have to make a decision. Either I get this part for the Triumph, or I go out and I buy maybe a cheap little bike as a backup. Because I have almost completely given up. There is one other point. I was chatting to my dad this morning, and he said, surely there are aftermarket companies that make these gaskets. It cannot be difficult to make such a simple thing, but I have looked everywhere. Whether it's Triumph main dealer, official Triumph, aftermarket places, nowhere sells this gasket. What's the chance of this place actually having the part?
About 5%.
Yeah, I'd say between 2 and 5%. It is... Did you see what it's next to?
No.
Harley dealership.
Oh.
Okay, well, places close early in Spain for lunch. I think we've got about an hour. Let's make the most of it. I think I may have more chance than possibly I've given credit for, because Triumph isn't some niche brand in Spain. They love Triumphs here. It's not like Morocco where there isn't one dealership in the whole country. Here, very popular bikes. This is clearly a decent sized dealership. I've got my hopes just a little bit higher now.
Here we are.
It's a nice one. Very nice. I hope I don't get any ideas, because this is a decent size. Just show while I'm waiting, they're checking, so they don't have the part here in this store, but they're checking everywhere in Spain to see if the part's somewhere in another dealer. Got a stunning selection of bikes at the moment. A lot of the chrome editions. Monika picked out this one here.
Yes,
T100.
that's very cute.
I can't believe I've never actually ridden this bike, the new T100. T120 obviously, but this is a nice, smaller, more manageable version. And have a look at this, one of my favorite ever bikes. Chrome edition Speedmaster. Such a beautiful bike with the swept back bars. You know, I put Harley above this, the Sport Glide, but when I see this in the flesh again,
Stop it.
it just starts pushing it back up.
Stop it.
And Monika, one other thing. This is the touring setup. No. Inglaterra. Inglaterra. No, nowhere. No. And nothing either. Gracias. Thank you. Gracias. Okay, they don't have the part anywhere in Spain. I think they said go and check England, but they don't have it in England either.
So, buy a new bike. What about this one?
Buy this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, maybe
Yeah.
not
Do
Trump
you know
this
that
time.
the difference with this one is this will have, I think, more swept back bars and more comfortable foot position because that's further forward. So this will be significantly more comfortable
So
even
that's
than...
not the one you had?
It is.
It is.
It's just the touring version. So it's got backrest, it's got more forward controls for the feet, and the bars are swept back. So that should be much more comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess I could ride it back to England,
Let's
potentially. I tell you what, for me though, I quite like the look of this. T120 in chrome with this really retro style blue below it. That's a
very nice.
really good looking bike. You can get these second hand if you want the oldest possible. I think maybe even 5.5K now. And that's seriously tempting.
But what if you'll need parts for that one? Then you have 2 Trumps.
Yeah, 2 Triumphs. See, this is the problem. I feel like I
Yeah.
need another brand as
Yeah,
a
you need
backup.
another brand.
I don't know what to do now. I'm going to have to buy a bike.
Yeah.
Sounds ridiculous. I have to have 2 bikes.
Vespa.
Vespa.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
You promise you ride it though, Monika?
Yes.
Okay. I need to see if these would fit. This is a very, very slick looking heated grip set from Triumph. Would it be universal fit though? That's all you get, just this little button here. If I could retrofit that onto my Bonneville, assuming I ever get it back one day, that's probably the only mod I'd love to have, heated grips. Everything else I can do without. That would be incredible for winter rides in England.
How much?
Don't know, I've heard they're quite expensive, but probably worth it. Yeah, I'll think about it. The aftermarket stuff they do now for Triumph is better than ever. And they're all such beautifully high quality parts. It's a dangerous game and really, really tempting. Even this, I think these are top yokes. Oh no, that's for the top of the front mudguard. And these stunning badges. Beautiful.
But you got these.
Someone sent me those from Canada
Yeah.
to fit onto my bike, and then 3 days later the bike broke. So it's still in my drawer.
Okay.
So nice.
I think you just miss your Bonneville.
Yeah, I do. I just miss my Bonneville. I feel like I'm not a Triumph owner anymore, actually. I come in here like an alien, like I don't belong. Look at the quality. That's stitched in, proper stitching Triumph on the back of that. It's lovely.
Beautiful.
I'd love to have a Triumph. Lovely bikes.
One day. Okay, let's go, Fred.
Say again?
Let's go.
Let's go. Curious if they had it. They do. Sport Glide. All in black. Looks really good like that. There's one other actually. Have a look at this. These are lovely Springers, modified. It's a very special bike. I now am so in with Harley
That
talk.
doesn't suit you.
No, do you not think?
No.
I can't get away with it. Although I'm now so up on Harley talk, I know that's a Springer now.
Okay.
Before I would not have known that. Seriously nice job. Apart from that, this is my favorite. Standard. Very, very stripped back. Beautiful styling, mini 8 bars, and such a stealth speedo just on the handlebars there. It's a very nice looking bike.
I don't know if I like that.
It doesn't have the old school feel, but it is so minimal and stealth tucked away like that. But that's a beautiful, beautiful bike. And this one is the one I was meant to get instead of the Sport Glide when I had it. But literally 2 days before they said someone had crashed it or something, so I couldn't get it. But I was meant to have this going to Cornwall. See the size difference? Speakers, radio in the middle.
A radio?
Everything. I'm assuming heated seat.
Yeah.
And about 14K more. So you have to pay a lot more, but you get a lot more with it.
It's double, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good 12k more. It's a huge amount more, it is, yeah. You know, it's the problem with the European standard helmets, all of them. It's not their fault, but because European regulations are so stringent, it means that almost every helmet that's sold here in Europe looks like a mushroom on the top of your head because they have to be so much more padded than the American helmets. Okay. That's why if you want a low-profile helmet, you have to get one that's Department of Transport approved, US approved, and not European approved, because low-profile helmets in Europe don't exist. Do you want a t-shirt, Pops?
No.
Okay, that's all. It's like it's meant to be. Agua de Valencia. Can't believe we found it. We've been to 2 different places, they haven't had it. And this is the traditional alcoholic drink in Valencia. We can't refuse. Agua de Valencia.
Okay.
Let me see if I can remember this story. So, Constant Gil, who was a Spanish painter, I believe. Then he moved into hospitality. A bar he was working in central Valencia, which was a cerveceria. He would be serving the punters who came in. And there'll be this group of Basque punters that came in that were spending time in Valencia, and they would always order Agua de Basque, which is talk for the house carver. And one day they got sick of drinking this Agua de Basque house carver, and they said, make us something different. So Constant Gil, standing behind the bar, he started mixing carver with oranges. And then he thought, what else can I add to it? So he added vodka and gin to the mix, mixed it all in, delicious Valencian oranges, gave it to the Basque drinkers, and he said, there you go, Agua de Valencia. And that's the story, 1959.
I love that.
64 years this has been going, and this is the drink of the locals.
Cheers.
Monika, I should say, before you have a sip, I've been warned. Don't think this is anything like water. This is seriously strong, apparently.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Surprisingly refreshing, isn't it?
It's like a boozy orange juice.
Isn't it? Almost like a, what do we call it? A spritz, you know, we just have orange and Prosecco.
Mimosa.
Mimosa. Almost like a more hardcore version of that, isn't it?
Hardcore mimosa.
One other thing Monika and I have noticed, and I have to be quiet because it's more of a local bar. My lord, do they like drinking at all hours of the day? It doesn't matter.
Well, now it's 2 o'clock and look at us.
Yeah, it's pathetic. Well, we're in the mode, aren't we? It doesn't matter if it's 9 in the morning. There will be glasses of wine at the little bars in central Valencia. It's very good. Just before I wrap it up, about an hour ago I booked a Classic 350 for the next 2 days to go and explore around the area of Barcelona, of Valencia. So pick it up tomorrow at 11 o'clock and got that for 2 full days. And I cannot wait to get back on the Classic 350 and find out, was it just a summer fling last year in Vilnius, Lithuania? Do I really, really love the bike as much as I did back then? So I'll wrap it up there. I'll see you next video on the Classic 350. Thanks so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you all